the independent general practitioners that took the pharmacists to court. The HIV Society clinicians actually assisted pharmacists in developing the course. So you've got almost two levels of specialization. So those doctors that are specialists and that realize that we are now beyond scopes and market share, to almost to not to share market share, but it's about providing access to patients, are the doctors that are assisting the pharmacists. And yes, as you've said, we are now going to the Constitutional Court with the second part of this case, because the first case was won by the pharmacist, and the judge delivered on all of those aspects, and the pharmacist won with costs. So now it's going to the Constitutional Court. So we have doctors that are siding with the pharmacist, if you want to call it like that. And then we are doctors that are worried about market share. And I do think it's important for pharmacists across the globe, not only in South Africa, to start voicing their concerns if we don't reach patients, and to responsibly talk to some of the clinicians that will partner with you, like the Clinician Society, and work with the people that want to work with you. But we can't wait. There isn't any time to wait anymore. Thanks.
Thank you very much for that. The next issue here is around probably the future of HIV and the issue of vaccines up to now. Anyone would like to take the issue of vaccines? Ali, you first, maybe?
I still feel that vaccines are not like there is no still any vaccine like in phase 3 clinical trials. Like there was one in phase 3, but I think recently they halted the clinical trial, and I think maybe after 2-3 years, maybe we see some new developments, and still we have to rely on safe antiretrovirals and maybe some antibodies related like treatments. They are in the clinical trials of phase 1 or phase 2. So maybe that can be an option later.
Natalie, the future of vaccines. I know you're very passionate about vaccines and HIV now. Any comments?
Yes, so for HIV-specific vaccines, I think, some of the technology, the baseline RNA technology is there, but the virus is very progressive, especially HIV-1C, the type that we have in sub-Saharan Africa. We know that it's not just due to a lack of access. We also know that we have a very virally fit pathological virus. But what I would advocate for is, since COVID, it seems as though we've had a sharp decrease in vaccinations. Because of confidence. And I think the pharmacists can play a very big role in, just enhancing general vaccination confidence. There was a paper published in the BMJ just recently, 2022, that had a static model that showed that even with the current vaccines that we are using now, we can reduce lower respiratory tract infections and other opportunistic infections by nearly 70%, which I think is a very strong case for even using current vaccines. And there's a TB vaccine that's coming to South Africa in phase 3 in January.
Thanks, Natalie. I think we've got about 3 minutes, so I'm going to take another question here. And this is related to countries that have legislated around PrEP and PEP being done by pharmacists. So are you aware of the different countries? And is there countries still not given rights in terms of PrEP and PEP? Ali, let's start with you.
Okay, the main first in the US, every state has a different legislation. 17 states has given the rights to the pharmacists, and even there is a difference between the rights of prescribing. Like in some states, like in California, they can prescribe the whole package of 28 days for PEP. And for PrEP, it's a 2+1+1 rule, so they can. But in some state, like in Colorado, I guess it's only they can prescribe for only 7 days. For other countries in UK, they have also given some rights. But in other countries like in Pakistan or India, these things are still in process, I guess.
Any further comments on that?
Just to point, Shem, that even in countries where there are no services or where pharmacists are not so involved in HIV, I think there can always be education. There could always be, I know here in Spain, for example, they measure the amount of referrals they do. So that can also be, then you can have some data to show to the government, okay, we're not testing, we're not doing it in the pharmacy, but we are referring, and we could refer, I don't know, 100 or 500 cases that were then positive and followed up in the health system. So there's always room for pharmacists to engage. And thank you so much for all the questions. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, so we'll need to go to the closing part.
I can't believe the time went so quickly. Thank you very much. Ruben, if we can move on to the final two slides, I think. So just in terms of conclusion, I think it is important from all the speakers that have presented that we have an amazing role to play in trying to reach, help with achieving the targets of the WHO, the 95 target. Then there's definitely sufficient resources available within FIP and within the various country partners that you could use in your own country to assist. So if you're requiring and you want to start this kind of program, please contact the FIP office, and Ruben and his team will certainly be available to assist you. My final part here is to say thank you to the three speakers, Prof. Shelek, Prof. Ahmed, and Ruben for his locum today, and to the back-end team, the other Ali on the team, and Ruben, thank you very much for putting all this together. I'm going to now open up the last three quick questions from the poll. The first one is, again, this combination prevention. Which one is not a combined prevention approach? If you can quickly answer that, we'll give 30 seconds this time. The next one. On heart in the management of HIV. And the last one, renal toxicity. Which one of these drugs? Thanks, Ali. So there are obviously further events that we have, and that can be sourced at events.fip.org. So thank you, everyone, and thank you for attending, for being part of this webinar today. Don't forget, we'll see you in Cape Town 2024. Have an excellent December, everyone. Thank you very much for your participation. Bye.